Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent with some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she tryna bless me like I said I chew. Like a nigga sneeze, nigga please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them hoes get in between of what we started. Little nigga, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Draw it like I'm an artist, no crawling. Went straight to walking with foreigns in my garage.
All right, and we back with the North Side of Sports with Coach Butter and the Josh Hayes family. We got Coach Josh, Jay Sean, and Van. How can you have a show like that? You gotta know some people. You cannot have this quality basketball family from Arkansas. I'm gonna represent the whole state because I know people watch it all over it, so I don't want to just say Central Arkansas. But it's one of Central Arkansas's finest families in the game that we all love, which is basketball. We go from the dad that played high school, college, coaching, two places brought him up. We got from the older brother, Jay Sean, that's one of the best kids in the country. And of course, Mr. Van, that is one of the best kids in the country. All right, today's show is sponsored in part by First Place Transportation, Family Elite Groups and Services, Sophisticated Urban, Geeks and Athletes, Altruistic Insurance Group, Next Page Force Youth Basketball Organization, and Presidential Basketball Workouts, where we teach athletes to become basketball players. So when we get back, we'll go from the top to the bottom. We'll open up with the dad and we'll get some questions at him and kind of let him paint a picture of us, of him and his son's progress as they go in this world, this game we love called basketball. All right, and we back, Coach Butter, North Side of Sports. We got the Hayes family, we got dad, we got the boys. We also got mama back there in the backfield. She don't like to be on stage, but I knew her when she was band age at Ridge Road. I worked at the school when your mom was in school. And that's how I know her. So in case y'all didn't know, that's how I know. I've been knowing her since she was a little girl. One of the things that made me close to her when she was younger is, again, beautiful lady, but they thought she was something soft. She wasn't. She wasn't going. And I knew y'all grandpops. He had that ponytail back in the day with that pill ball. Okay? So I go deep, man. Before y'all was ever thought of, I go deep with y'all family. So, but yeah, we're gonna talk a little basketball. So let's go to Josh first. Josh, I'm gonna ask you something like, when did you know, and how, when, whatever it is, did you know that your boys were special?
I think actually with Jay, I started him. They both started at Butterball Classic. Tiny Tots. They both started at Tiny Tots.
Right.
That's actually how you and I met.
Right. Right.
And I heard a lot about you, and I heard, that's where they need to be. And Leonard Blocker got them on the squad, had them on the team. It was a who's who on the squad. I think it was Lil Kellen was on there.
Yep.
It was you, Jay. It was Lil Jamil. It was Landry Blocker.
Yep.
Man, it was squad.
That was back in the day.
And with Jay, he had never really played. I hadn't really worked with him.
Right.
And so that year he did solid. But what happened was he played with me at Pennick the following year, and I realized he really couldn't handle the ball with pressure. And I was like, man, we got to do something about that, because that was actually one of my issues until I got to college.
Right.
I was stuck in the post, and you got to play, the three for three months. I'm in the post the rest of my career, the rest of my season rather. So that's when I kind of started working with him, and then kind of doing some skills and drills. But really, it was just me and him in there. And man, he went back to Pennick. I think he was first grade, and he started dominating the league. And that's how I was like. And the coaches put him at the point guard. I was like.
Yeah.
And man, he was dominating. I was like, I might got something. With Van, it's crazy because I almost created a monster. People, James Mitchell will tell you all day. I'd be at skills and drills, and they'd be going through the drills, and Van would be over there, and he'd hop out there. He can't dribble 3 times in a row.
Right.
You probably don't remember this. And I was, you know, thinking that a daddy got to be super hard. I was like, man, get out the way, man. Go, you know, fussing at him. And,
really want him out there, but you know, that's how it was.
I ain't want him to mess my money up. You
Right,
know,
exactly.
I'm trying to establish my business,
Yeah.
and I got this little baby in the way, and he'll go to the sideline, he'll be crying, and he'll be trying to do the drills, and the mamas be like, Josh, leave that boy alone. Stop doing that. I'm like, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Crazy thing, about 4 or 5 months later, I had a big group, and he hopped out like, nah, man. And Jay was like, I don't remember, this was at home. He's like, Dad, let him do it. The Joker did the drill. And I was like, he did it better than half the kids that was 3, 4 years older than him.
Right.
So I'm like, hold on. A couple months later, he dripping 2 balls.
Right.
You know, he 3 years old. I'm like, what the hell? He got the goggles on, not looking down. And I said, okay. But I believe when he was about 6 years old, he made a 3 in the game. And he was playing up, but he was able to score kind of when he wanted to.
Right. He was comfortable.
Yes, I was like, man, I might got me something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I started getting serious with both of them.
Right. The thing I love about, well, I'll use Jay Sean first because he's older. And y'all know him about that, about seniority. So with Jay Sean, this kid never lets them speed him up.
Right.
See, people don't know how to break the game down like that. We watched him in all the games over there. And I tell them, when they say, wait, I said, watch him. Them little bitty ass guards, excuse me for cursing, them little guards, which I curse on my show with.
Right, I love it.
He doesn't allow little guards to dictate what he do.
Right.
Well, how do you do that? Take all the crossover shit out of the game.
Yeah.
Put your hip on mama and get the job done. Magic Johnson. John Stockton them couldn't get up under him because he gonna put that hip on you, bump you, and I'm gonna dictate the game.
Absolutely.
When you can control tempo, you can control the game. That's what he do. To me, that's my guy there. That's the killer.
Yeah.
That's the one you throw that mother and say, go give me 30.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And guess what? It comes natural. It's
Right.
not that he doesn't pass it because he will. He does all that and you do a great job of teaching them that. But if you want me to be who I am, this is what I do.
You gotta live with
At the end of the day, they both got 30. How does that affect y'all, knowing that y'all game is different but both very effective?
You go first. Really, I mean, it was always, just like you said, like everybody used to talk about Van, but I never get mad because like that's my little brother, like that's my family. So shoot, I want him to get the shine, and people always joking like he gonna be better than me, but that's what I want.
Right.
See, I know he the killer, but shoot, if I just do my job as a big brother, just showing them and telling them different ways to hoop, I know he could get 30, but if it's 2 people on him, he could kick it also.
Right.
See, and I just wanted to do a better job of teaching them stuff like that. And I mean, we don't really have no problem. We'll joke, but shoot, we got so much love for each other, it don't really matter.
Right, and it shows. Van. And don't be nervous.
My dad, like, every time we got skills and drills and I wouldn't pass the ball, and other parents would be complaining, talking about I wouldn't pass the ball. So my dad made me pass the ball while I had skills and drills. And like, when I got older, I couldn't shoot no layups or nothing. And he made me pull up dunkers and threes and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, look here, as you get older, you'll be able to respond to people the right way. Man, that ain't what I do. You know what I'm saying? I get buckets. And it's okay to pass. No, it ain't about passing because everybody's gonna try to dictate your game. It ain't, don't be you. Be who you are. If the pass is their pass, and not take the shot. This is what I do, baby. You don't go to Kobe and tell him to pass. No, Kobe, hey, make it on my back. The other dude do that. And it ain't even about that. It's just being you. Like, you gotta play your game. And one thing, if you don't learn nothing else from Coach Butter, is you always gotta be you. And guess what? They gonna always have something to say regardless. Coach is gonna fuss. I tell my players all the time, we could be winning the game by, y'all have been out, be winning by 20, and I'm still coaching. You know why? Because it ain't over. It ain't never, you don't worry about today. Whatever that time calls, I think you pass it. I just think you score. I never said you don't pass it. I think you do. But I think that you have, it's the mentalities. That was what I opened up with. People have to realize everybody is different. You know, I know God, the Bible teaches that we are created equally. Everybody is created equal, but we got different mentalities. I have a different, like, if everybody's equal, everybody can't jump like Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Everybody can't jump like that. You can't teach somebody how to jump like that. You can teach their legs to get stronger where they may be able to jump. But hell, if you're gonna teach me how to jump, teach me how to dunk like Vince Carter. If you're gonna teach me, you can't do it.
Right.
It's because everybody is different. You can do whatever you're gonna do, so don't worry about that. The other thing I was gonna ask is, when did you realize basketball was something you wanted to do?
Shoot.
Like that you wanted to, like you are now. Like this is it. This is what I want.
Yeah.
I'm going at it.
Really, I ain't gonna lie, like probably like really 2 years ago.
For real?
Like, cause I always wanted to hoop,
Right.
but I didn't really understand how far I could honestly go if I put my time and my effort into it. Cause like I always struggle with confidence. That's
Right.
been like the biggest thing for
Right.
me. So like, I think me and my dad was just talking, you know, like he'll like yell at me or something cause I had not really cause I had a bad game, but I didn't play by myself.
Right.
And I just had to look at myself in the mirror. Like, it's been times where I wanted to quit like several
Boy,
times.
you and me both.
So like, really, I just had to look at myself in the mirror, like, and think, what do I really want to do? Like, I don't want to not hoop.
Right.
I'm like gonna be so boring. Like, I don't know anything else but hoop. So like, really, probably like 7th grade going into 8th, like that summer, that's just when I really decided, like, shoot, you gotta double down on this. I mean,
Right.
that's all I know at this point.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably when.
And it'll get you the kite. Man, what about you? You just always been like that?
Yeah, when like my dad he was like 30 or something, he used to play in this men's league. And I was like 2 years old and he used to bring me to the games.
Uh-huh.
And I used to watch him. And then like I just always wanted to play basketball just like him or something like that. And I wanted to start with, like really playing at like in 3rd grade. And
You knew that's what you wanted to do.
it's just,
Okay. How about your workouts? You don't mind the workout?
no, I didn't mind the workouts.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. I like to hear that. And the thing of it is, Jason, what y'all realize too is, even as coaches, we struggle. I know as your father, he probably struggled too, because he always gonna think, am I too hard on him? But if I don't be hard on him, then like, am I giving up? You know, like, you know what I'm saying? More days than people know, because we have to be.
The hardest part.
We have to be that strong person that like you say, he looking at him at 2 years old, he see you playing. So if you out there lollygagging around, he might not take it serious.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's an even kill. It's like as a dad, we gotta push you, and then we still have to come back and be a dad. Now, I don't know about Josh, but I struggle. I struggle with finding the medium, with not bringing basketball home. I struggle. Did you struggle with that?
Yeah.
How did you deal with it?
I always say this, eventually we gonna, you know, when it's all said and done, we gonna have a story to tell. So I guess it's the first time. and I wanna give you credit for a lot of things, but I learned a lot from you, and a lot of people don't know this, but we've talked about this. And James also has told me stories that you told him about you and Anton knocking heads.
Oh my God.
And I got a lot of game from Coach Bud. I'm gonna just be honest.
Yeah.
And what I was doing was, I think what happens is, I know with me, I saw a lot of my own weaknesses in Jay Shiller.
Right.
And in Van.
Right.
And those weaknesses that hurt my game and bothered me, I wanted to get rid of them.
Right.
So I wanted to
Right
get it
now.
out of them.
Yeah.
I wanted to fuss it out of them.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to get it out of them.
Yeah.
And also, not knowing how good they are and not playing up to their potential, it would drive me. Because you know, we act like they going to the NBA next year.
Right.
We act like they gotta have it all at 12, 13, 14.
Right. And you don't,
And they don't, but like you say, what happens is you fussing at them after the game, you in the truck, in the car, then you at the dinner table, you watching the game, see you get the same thing. And it becomes too much, because I posted some on my page. Tim Hardaway Jr. was talking about his father. I posted it today. He was saying how his daddy would be on him all the time. And he said about his 11th grade year, his daddy started sitting up far away in the stands, and he apologized. I apologized to them, Jay especially. I'm no reason that he wanted to quit.
Right.
Because man, I was setting unrealistic expectations.
Right.
At a young age, because I'm being competitive with the guys who is his age, who I think are better or around there, and I'm comparing them to him all the time. He don't want to hear that.
Nah.
You know, but I'm listening to what people saying in the streets and in the basketball worlds and say this, say that, hear this.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, but that's a part of it that as a dad and as a coach, it's difficult because you're competitive. You want your son to be the best.
Yeah.
You want him to be one of the top ones,
Right.
but it ain't fair to them because they got to have fun.
They gotta have fun. Did y'all understand when he was dad get on y'all? Well, when did you understand?
So-
when did you accept it
Really?
for what it is? Just dad getting on me. He ain't mad at me. He don't hate me.
So this what happened. I was at Dave & Buster's with my mama, and around this time, like me and my dad was like in a bad spot, just because we weren't seeing eye to eye on things, and then basketball getting away. But like, I would say like a few weeks after that, like we had a big talk, and I really started to see like what he telling me is true, and like I need to really just focus on what he telling me, cause like I would get mad, but it's what needs to be said. Like it's the truth. So it was probably like 6th, 7th grade when I started figuring out, and it's still now like at practice he'll yell at me, but I'm just like later I'll realize, shoot, that's what you need to be doing. Like he right.
Right.
So I can't really just go against that. So really like 7th grade is probably when I understood like everything he telling me right, and then other people telling me that.
Right.
Like his former players would be like, I didn't understand either, but if you understand now, you can go way farther than you think you could.
Especially if you get it early.
Exactly.
And realize, find the medium.
Exactly.
Eliminate that's my dad, and him eliminate that's my son. And when basketball is over, hey man, we can go watch a football game together, whatever. Man, what about you? When did you, or are you still getting it?
I'm sort of still getting it.
That's okay.
But like
How old are you, man, for the people that don't know?
I'm 11 years old.
11. Okay.
And I understand it like 5th grade, so
Yeah.
before I was in 6th grade.
Able to accept it. Cause it's hard to know daddy he may be yelling, but he could be saying he love you, but he just said it loud. And as a kid, you like, my dad ain't supposed to be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
And then we gotta go home with
right. Then he got it all in the car. He made somebody call. How the boys play? Man, mama ain't playing. That's us all day. That's us because this is a game that we chose. When did you realize that you needed to change your medium, find your medium, up to this point? Because it ain't over.
Right.
It ain't over. But to this point, when did you realize that I gotta get my point across, but I can't be on 10. I gotta be on 9.99.
It happened. Van was in the 2nd grade, so Jay was in the 6th, and me and him, we was going through some good time with basketball. He was fed up with me, and I get it, as he should have been.
Right.
But Van, we went to Memphis, which is crazy. We played against B3, which is he wound up playing with them eventually. And you know, he was timid, he was playing a little nervous, and man, I got on him so bad. I cussed him. I was on him, and it was so bad, I made him cry. He was on the court, and I knew then, like,
Gotta do something.
and I looked at myself in the mirror when I got in my truck, and you know, they mama fussed at me. You know, Jay was like, and man, people in the stands was looking at me like, man, what going crazy? And I felt that way because I'm about to get, you know, defensive with them.
Right.
And they ain't saying nothing to me, just the way they looking at me. I'm like, man, I'm finna mess up. I done already messed up with one. I'm finna mess up my other boy too. And then what am I going, where I'm gonna be?
Right.
And that made me check myself and really, really try whenever something happened, not to react immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was hard, ain't it?
Man, it's so hard. Be like you said, when we coach them, we have to worry about what people say because it's always gonna be that term daddy ball. Well, it's always gonna be, man, well, he don't get on his like them others.
Right.
So then it's unfair to them because we feel we have to get on them harder than other kids, but really you shouldn't have to. You should have to get on everybody equally.
Right.
You know, when they mess up.
Right.
But ours, we embarrassed because you should be messing up. I'm the coach and you know better.
Right.
But no, they're human beings.
That's right, and they kids.
And they're not thinking like that.
No, I don't think
you know
like
what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah, we should know better. It's hard, ain't it?
It's the hardest thing. You know, I think about boxers when they dads train them.
Right.
And a lot of them relationships be messed up. You know,
Right.
I think it was Roy Jones Jr., his father.
Right.
Been other.
Floyd Mayweather, his dad.
Floyd Mayweather,
When he
his
came
dad.
back and said he had to go get his dad because other people couldn't do it like
They
he
couldn't
did.
do.
They couldn't push his buttons. They couldn't make him go.
Right.
So that
He
was
had to
hard.
understand it
He
first,
had,
though.
he had to grow into that. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all, even in workouts, in practices, wherever you at, do y'all work harder to help your dad where people won't have to say he's soft on them or he's not as hard on them as he is everybody else? Do y'all work harder just to make sure he don't have to get on you as much? What do y'all do?
So I'm gonna say this, really, see, and I ain't trying to throw him under the bus, but like, see, my dad the one that really like, I'm not gonna say he care what other people think,
Right.
but he don't want, I guess, like nobody else's judgment to affect us or how we
Right.
feel.
Like a dad is supposed
But
to.
see, me, I don't really care.
Right.
Like I really don't.
Right.
So it's just like, I really go hard regardless, cause like during workouts, it's like, man, what's the point of going through the motions or just not going 100%, but you saying you wanna go to the league? Even if I'm having a bad day, see my goddad told me this, his name's Salithio, he my trainer. He was like, shoot, no matter what you're going through, it's other people working.
Yeah.
So you gotta block all that out and you gotta focus
They
on
working for it.
you gotta focus on your goals and where you wanna and where you really wanna be.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, I just look at it like that, cause outside noise really don't matter.
Yeah.
So
And as a father, it's our job, as a parent, mother or dad, it's our job to take care of you. And so we have to think like that. We have to be, one day y'all gonna grow up and be fathers, and you gonna think the same way. We don't want nobody, even though they gonna say what they gonna say, but we gonna try to prepare you in life to protect you. Like we gotta protect you, fella. It's like I told you with mom and dad. They don't got no beef, they good people. They great co-parents. But I knew the mama, cause I've been knowing her and I know how it is with a mama, cause my son went through the same thing. And that's why we all so close, because we've been there. When that one medium. And so with y'all, if you work hard, he's still gonna fuss.
yeah.
He's still gonna fuss. Cause guess what? That's the competitor in us, and that's the push that we want to be able, when you do go off to college, that we've given you everything you need to get to that point. I'd rather you go up there and say, man, my daddy made me shoot free throws, cause then you get on that line, national championship on the line.
Yep.
You shoot that last one to win the game, you're gonna say, my daddy used to make me do that. And so as a father, that's what we do. We'll be back, Northside of Sports, Coach Butter and Josh Hayes. Coach Josh, like what inspired you to want to coach?
Man, so the truth is, I feel like my career, nobody got the most out of me at a young age. My middle school coach was junior high back in the day, Coach Carter. He went to the NFL, he's a football guy, but he coached basketball. You know, you get a lot of that in junior high. But he knew I needed to get stronger. He started me lifting weights my 7th and 8th grade year.
Right.
He saw something in me, but he didn't know how to develop my talent.
Right.
And so I was like, if I could start developing these kids' talent at a young age and also coach them the way I wanted to be coached.
Right.
Hard as a disciplinarian, but also being able to pick them up and uplift them and hype them up.
Right.
I feel like I could make a change.
Right.
Because I had a lot of good coaches, played for a lot of great coaches, but I feel like they all were missing something.
Right.
I wanted to be the coach that had everything that they was missing.
Right, right.
You know, and like Jay said, there wasn't nothing else. I felt like I knew better than basketball. I started thinking of what I could do in my life. I'm like, hell, I know
So you had never
basketball.
played football, baseball, none of that?
I didn't,
Nah, me
man.
neither.
I wanted to play baseball, and my parents wouldn't sign me up. I just didn't want to sit out in that hot sun. so baseball was my first love.
Really?
But never played it other than sandlot outside.
Yeah.
I never played any other sports. And yeah, so basketball, I was like, you know, I don't know nothing else. Let me coach it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know this. I actually had a few opportunities to play overseas. I had a stress fracture in my back after my senior year at UCA. Played with a stress fracture from the beginning of the season through.
Right.
Didn't know it was broken until the end of the year. Had to sit out 10 months
Right.
with a back brace on. I had 2 overseas deals at the time.
Yeah.
Couldn't get released. Then I went to an overseas camp that following summer. Got the MVP of the All-Star game. Was finna get ready to go to Stuttgart, Germany. It fell through 2 days before I was supposed to go. The funding, but I still could have gone. Chose not to go. I regret it to this day.
Right.
And the coach at UCA, Rand Chapel, who I played for my senior, offered me a coaching position. I got back in school. 2 days later, I get a call from Scranton, Philadelphia team in the ABA. Offered everything to me.
Right.
I was heartbroken because I didn't go to the overseas joint. Told him I was gonna wait. Man, he said it was still available. I was gonna wait. I basically tore my meniscus.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying?
For real?
No lie. I had 3 deals and never went. And that's why I coach.
Right.
Because I feel like, man, if I would have really been pushed earlier, and even if I would have, pressed the issue, man, who's to tell? I might have had a career overseas.
Never know. Right.
You know, who knows?
Right. Right.
And what's crazy, I realized that was my calling. I wasn't meant to play. I was meant to coach.
Yep. That's what it was.
But I live with that regret every day.
Yeah. Like they say, I'd rather be rich and lose all my money than never be rich. Please let me get it and blow it if I have to do that. Let's go to you, Jay. Like, if there was no basketball, you gotta think about that. Anything can happen. What would you do? No coaching, no training, no nothing. Like, what would you do and be happy? Not just because, I can't do basketball. No, basketball don't exist. We're gonna erase it out your memory, and you got a free thought.
So what I sort of enjoy is like, see, I done heard a lot of stuff about investing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what I'll probably do is, get a little job somewhere and try to get like into some type of accounting or banking, because I'm taking a banking class right now.
Mm-hmm.
And really just invest in stuff, because what I want to do, like if I get to the league or go pro, I still want to have like money, like I want to be wealthy.
Right.
So I want to invest in stuff regardless.
Right.
Just have a lot of businesses to my name, get a lot of general wealth. So that's probably what I'll be doing. Just try to get as much money as I can, invest it, save it, do stuff like that.
Take care of mom.
Yeah.
Dads don't never get taken care of.
Nah.
That's all right. Just put me a house on the back of the house. I'm good. Give me something on the back of the bathroom and the room. I'm good, baby. I'm good. Baby, what you do? I know you're young, but you get it early.
I probably want to be a barber.
A barber?
Yeah, because I want to be able to try to cut hair.
You like cutting hair and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And they make good money, man. I paid a dude $45 the other day to come on here about a week or 2 weeks ago. Black did, because he came to me.
Right.
And so you got to give him, and then you go to Dallas, they pay him $120, $150 for her, dude, man. For real, it's real now. What college would you love to go to? It's today. If you was pick any college you want to go to right now, what college fits your style that you think and will allow you to be you?
Probably like Duke or North Carolina.
Duke or North Carolina. Do you like the coaches or do you like the school?
Like the coaches.
Like the coaches. So you like, what's the coach there?
Davis.
Is that Hubert Davis down
Hubert
there?
Davis at North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
Hubert Davis. You know they cheated for him, that sucker. when my Bulls when they called that phantom foul on Scottie Pippen.
Back in the day.
When Michael Jordan left that year, and they called that phantom foul, he swung at that ball, he was this far away from Hubert Davis. They called that foul, gave him free throws. Sucker. They cheated like boys. So you like North Carolina, what other one did you say, Duke?
Yeah.
They got shot.
Why Duke, bro? Why Duke? You just like them?
I just used to watch them.
You watch them a lot?
Yeah.
You like Duke too, don't you?
I'm a North Carolina fan. That's always my favorite school.
Yeah, I can deal
But
with
it's a love-hate with Duke.
Yeah, Duke, I can't do the Duke thing. They were bad to mean to my boy Jalen Rose.
They was, wasn't it,
Yeah,
man?
but that was part of it. That's part. What about you? What in 5 years? So you got this year, 2 more years of high school, and if you had a choice, what college would you want to go to? Colleges, listen up.
I love it. We North Carolina, baby. But like, see, now that like I been getting recruited a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Like, shoot, I really like Arkansas.
You do?
Like, I never thought I'd say that. That's crazy. Like, I used to hate Arkansas for no reason, just because everybody else liked them. And they already live here. So I really want to go out to the state, but I really like Arkansas though.
See, I told my boy we broke that ice, so they better give me some props. Because a lot of folks wasn't going up on that hill. I'm like, man, you bring up where you from.
Yes, sir.
If you from Arkansas, you bring up where you from. If the people stay here, we get people to come. And then we'll be better. That's why we get better. You better come here. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I like the guy up there now. What's his name? Musselman. I like him. And not because they win. I like him because when I watch them play, it fits today's game.
It does. NBA, he got the NBA style.
Love Mike
The
Anderson
new
to
age
death, but I
style.
thought he kind of held some of the players back a little bit. Now he was a great guy,
Right,
but I believe that his style
Old school.
Yeah, a couple years behind.
And all the trapping and pressing.
That ain't working. These boys too
Not-
strong and fast.
man,
Now you got to
too
pick
many
spots to do
guards.
it.
Yes, you got to pick your spots.
Always remember the ball is faster than I.
Yes, it is.
If you had to tell me something good about your, I'm going bottom up now, and y'all two gonna give me something about your dad and mom.
Right.
If you gotta tell me two things, I'm gonna make it easy on you. 2 things positive about your brother and your dad and mom that they've put into you that nobody else don't know but us right here, and you want the world to know. Tell us something positive that they taught you or showed you or something.
When I was little and I wanted to play basketball, my brother actually taught me first.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
For real? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I would do that.
I didn't know that.
Shake it all the
All
time.
right, Jay Sean.
So, just that they taught me, right?
Yes, that they taught you, that helped you become who you are today.
Shoot, confidence. That's one
Confidence.
thing. That's one thing that they helped me with and worked on. Even Van, shoot, really, just telling me I'm cold or whatever. Just putting that into me. But another thing is just like don't be just a hooper. Like shoot, make good grades. That ain't even an option. But just help other people too, like doing what you do. Just being a good person. Honestly, that's really that's one of the main things.
Right. Josh, what did they do to help you become who you are today? Like something that nobody else don't know. Not like that we might not know, they might not even know. You might have held it in to this moment. The bright lights is on you.
That's a good question. 2 things. I'll say number 1, they made me a better father.
Right.
They taught me how to make it about them and not about me. Cause I was living through Jay Sean at first. I ain't gonna lie. I was.
Right.
And they taught me how to make it about them. Talking about posting videos, they probably don't post a hell. I post all the videos. And also they taught me how to love.
Right.
Like for real, like that's something that I struggled with. And my past, a lot of people don't know. I come from I guess we all come from, I guess, different type of backgrounds.
Yeah.
But everybody thought that the home I grew up in was like great, but it wasn't.
Right.
It was a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
There.
Right.
And I don't have the best relationship with my mom, and so like
You sure you ain't my brother?
I know, big man. For real, we got a lot of similarities.
Right. I promise you, a lot in common, bro.
And so I struggled with that, and it was like they taught me how to love and also how to receive love.
Right. That's good. That's good. Mom, you got something to say back there? What these boys have taught you? Get a cord. You gonna come out here? You want to turn the camera? Oh, okay.
One valuable thing that my boys have taught me is patience, how to love, and how I don't have to be so toxic. And that's crazy because me and Josh have the same similarity when it comes to our family backgrounds. Like on the outside looking
Oh,
in,
y'all gonna have me here crying.
you have you shouldn't have anything to complain about because y'all got the money, you got this, but at the end of the day, it's not about what you have, it's about you supporting me, you loving me, you
The way I
showing
need to be
me,
loved.
you telling me that I am a great person instead of telling me that to showboat in front of people.
Right.
Josh has taught me a lot of those things as well. I know the whole world knows about our dynamics and things like that, but we were young.
Right.
My biggest thing has always been It don't matter what we go through or what we do. At the end of the day, our boys
That's right.
are who we owe that to.
That's right.
I didn't really agree with the coaching and the techniques. Like, I wouldn't go to practices. Me and Josh, but we needed some help on that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So we went through all that, and I just recently, last year, honestly, learned to love the game of basketball, seeing them play as well as them being taught by their dad.
Ooh, that's a blessing.
You know, he's a
Yes.
disciplinary, and for me, when you grow up in toxicity, it's more of, it's a control thing.
Right.
So when you don't have that control, it's an automatic. Automatic.
Defense.
You know, right.
Yeah, yeah.
But me and him had to come together and learn, like, we don't want to bring them up how we was brought up. You know, I am more strict. He's a more lenient.
Yeah.
But he's also
He gotta be.
who teaches my boys how to
Right.
respect me as a mother
That's
and
right.
as a woman.
That's right.
I can't show them that. And
Right.
that's why I'm big on telling people, like, you know, like, I can't complain about my kids not having a great dad because
Yeah, I don't got the same
he
problem some of y'all
was
got.
fighting me over them babies,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it helps them to be who they are and who they want to be, because if we're at odds, guess what? They're gonna feel like they gotta pick and choose.
Right.
And you don't put that on kids.
Mm-mm.
You know, so they taught me a lot. I am still learning.
Right.
It's a little bit struggle for me because I have 3 boys.
Right. Well, my guy, why you
They
bring
all
me back?
athletes. We got a football game.
Okay, we'll get it.
That's my hardest thing as a parent, trying to balance it all out. You know, I can't go to every game. I miss practices.
Right.
Out of state games is nothing for the me's, but it's more of, for me as a mom, the only thing I got are my boys.
Right.
So if they turn against me, guess what? I feel like I ain't got nothing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't be at every game. And I can't even video because I be too much in the game. Karis is really good. Their stepmom,
Well,
Philly's stepmom.
we got the voices in our
She does that, yeah. So I commend her and Josh because they catch all those memories and all those moments. And I think for me, it's just, I'm in the moment.
Right.
Because you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So my boys, along with their dad, even though he gets on me and he gets on my nerves,
Right.
I appreciate it because it helps me also have a stronger relationship with my boys.
Right.
And my boys help me have a stronger relationship with him
That's right.
as a co-parent.
That's right.
You know, so I don't got nothing but respect for the Hayes boys.
Right.
We a family.
That's right.
You know?
Thanks to all our sponsors, and I'm getting emotional, so I don't want to talk about trying to hurry up, so I don't start crying on the scene. I don't let people see me cry. And thank y'all for watching, and tune in next week where I will let y'all know on Instagram who the next family will be. So our theme for the next, say, 2 or 3 shows will be Family in Central Arkansas Sports. Well, thank y'all, and we'll see y'all again. I know y'all got to get back to games, and thank y'all for coming. All right, Northside of Sports with Coach Butter today. We just had the Josh Hayes family on today's show. We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, and hopefully we learned something that may help some of our people with these sports, not just basketball, but sports in general. Today's show was sponsored in part by First Place Transportation, Family Elite Groups and Services, Sophisticated Urban, Geeks and Athletes, Altruistic Insurance Group, Next Page Force, Youth Athletics, Presidential Basketball Workouts, where we teach our athletes to become better basketball players. Tune in next week where our special guest will be the Jones family. My guy Said Jones and his boys will come in, and we'll talk a little bit about basketball and how they deal with the ups and downs of basketball, which the working and the training and practices and everyday life. So tune in, and we'll let you know when we'll have that. And thank you, and have a great day.